Hey, what's going on, my Argoth Army? This is Argoth, Son of Man, here with another vlog for you. I'm just getting back from um, my home away from home in Milford, Mass, visiting my family and seeing my brothers, and also celebrating my nephew's 4th birthday. He just turned 4, and that was cool. Um, so let me get into it. So I left um, last Sunday, and I drove down, and what ended up happening was um, I ended up staying at the house longer than I had anticipated. I was only planning on staying there till Thursday, but it ended up being extended to today, simply because of work-related issues, but I'm not going to get into that. So I had the opportunity to stay a little bit longer, help out around the house and do a few things, and hang out with my twin brother, which was cool. Taking it back and forth to work during the week, and trying some of the food that he serves at his job, which is he works at a Panera, and the food's not that bad. I've had it before, and I can honestly say that it's pretty, decent quality food, which is, I guess, labeled high quality, if you want to call it that. So that was fun. We didn't really end up doing much other than that. We just pretty much stayed at home and binged the YouTubes on our laptops and played Rummy most of the week. Uh, so it was fun. But everything everything that I do with my brother now it means a lot more to me now than it did when we were younger, and I guess it's more or less because we don't live together, and I guess separation brings hearts together. I think is the saying, which makes sense because the longer I go without seeing my brother or talking to him, the more I miss him naturally. So. What else? What else is going on in my life that is absolutely not important? I just recently got caught up with chapter 10 of the Berserk manga, and if you guys don't know what that is, I suggest you go and look it up because it is absolutely amazing, and it is strictly 18 plus material. Not for the faint of heart, but if you're into gore, demons, if you're looking for a thrill to read, that would definitely be the genre that you would go into. And let me tell you, it is amazing. There's also an anime of the first, I think it's chapters 1 all the way through chapter, I think it goes all the way to chapter 12 or 13. Basically the first half of the main character's story, which is a prequel up until you get to up to where this our protagonist, whose name is Guts, it shows the story from his point of view, and it gets up to where he is and how he got to where he is through this prequel of his story, if that makes sense. So, the real reason as to why I'm here talking with you guys now is why I wanted to be a YouTuber, and I'm pretty sure I'm just reiterating what I had said in my previous vlog, but at least I have two YouTube channels. I have Ravok059, RAVOC059, and I have Argoth Son of Man, ARGOTHSONOFMAN. I have those two channels, and one is focused solely on creating music for the public ear to listen to and to also see, because I record myself playing my guitar and my sound rather than just one or the other. And originally for Argoth Son of Man, I originally wanted to make it a health and wellness channel, but I feel like, you know, there's so many of those out there. Not to say there isn't many channels that focus on blogs, and I'm sure there are, but I just kind of went less in the direction of the health and wellness to doing vlogs and giving my opinion on certain things, whether it's politics, things going on in my life, or, you know, things that are going on say in somebody else's life, or you know, just whatever the point of interest is that I feel like talking about. And, you know, YouTube is the platform for me to do that, and I think it's great that I have the privilege to be able to do this. And I'm glad you guys, you know, again, I'm reiterating, but I'm glad you guys listen to my opinion. It means a lot to me. Even though I'm not a very showy person, I'm very laid back and fairly mellow. You know, I don't really show all that much emotion. You know, but that's essentially why I became a YouTube. I wanted to be on YouTube, and prior to these channels, I've made other ones in the past. Some going back as far as 10 years ago, from when I was in high school. From 2008, what I think was the first YouTube channel I ever made. First one being Super Gogeta 345, which has, I think, 23 videos at approximately over anywhere from 50 to 100,000 total views on that channel, and 36 subscribers or something like that. And that was me from when I was like mini-me sized. Like, I was a teenager growing up and going through high school, and YouTube was still in its infancy at that time, as we all know. And then I created a second YouTube channel called Daybreaker, DAYBREYKER, and yes, it's spelt wrong because I wanted to make it unique and not generic. And that was pretty much the same concept, was making music, but I was also not as well versed in playing guitar back then as I am now, obviously, because I had been playing for at least a few months to a year toward the summertime before the first year ended. Or no, it was going into my first year that I started playing, when I was 15, or going to be 15. And it was at the end of that school year, the year after. In 2009 was when I had a little bit of experience under my belt after that first year. and that was fun. I used to sit on the front steps of our school entryway, and these were like solid concrete steps, and literally all I would do after school while I was waiting for my mom to pick me up is I would sit outside and I would just play guitar for like 20-25 minutes. And some of the kids I grew up with, they listened to it, or they'd either tell me I was good, or some who were either intimidated or jealous would say, you suck, why don't you do something with yourself. And then I had other people say, that's really cool, that you can play. I wish I could do that. And I would tell people, hey, it doesn't just have to be me. You can learn how to play yourself, but it takes determination and practice and hard work, and it doesn't just come to you naturally, which would be nice if everything did, but then, of course, life as we know it would be boring. So, it just is what it is, I guess. But going back to my week, it was really nice. I had a lot of fun. I was able to help my family out with everything. Do a couple of little projects here and there around the house, just to kind of keep things nice and clean. And I'm not obsessive compulsive. I don't have that urge to make everything perfect, but if I do something, I try to make it look as good as possible, especially when I'm working on a project. So also yesterday, Saturday, the last day that I was in Mass, I was with a buddy of mine, and we were over his girlfriend's house, or fiance, or what have you, because they're engaged. His fiance invited a few people over, and her parents were really cool about it, and I felt a little awkward because I was one of the oldest people at this party. A lot of people there were anywhere between the ages of like 18 to 22, with the exception of another person who came. She was 25, but most of the kids that were there were like high school kids that had just graduated, who were 18 or so. And not to say that I'm not biased when it comes to who I hang out with. I'll hang out with anybody of any age, but you just have to be careful with who you hang out with, because somebody might get the wrong impression from you. And I guess this goes back to like trying too hard, but I don't know. But needless to say, we all got hammered and drunk and had a just grand old time, and ended up sleeping on the floor in the living room, which, sometimes the floor is good. Sometimes the floor works, and it worked for me last night. It helps my back, But I'm actually gonna make this video short, guys, because the last video was a bit long. So I'll leave you with this piece of advice. Don't rush into anything or try too hard to make conversation or force a conversation if it's not called for, or if the situation doesn't call for your input. It's really not worth it. Also, I want to say I hope you guys enjoy the beginning of August. It's going to be a little bit warmer. with the end of summer coming. But I cannot wait for the fall, and I can't wait to start wearing my nice clothes again, because I love my long sleeves and I love my suspenders. Yes, I wear suspenders because I go with the traditional look. Anyway, so I'll talk about that in my next vlog, or if it happens to come up. But I hope you guys have a great night. Sleep well. Let me know if there's anything specific you guys want me to talk about, or if you have any questions. You can hit me up on my Twitter, which will be in the description down below. Don't forget to subscribe and hit a like button for this video if you enjoyed my opinions. And as always, I will see you guys on the battlefield. Bye-bye.